What's going on, y'all? Brass Tacks here. I just saw a live stream from Birdman TV. I participated in the chat, and first off, man, it was a good. It was a good live stream. Like, dude went in on a couple of things, and um, I couldn't really um dispute some of the things he was saying because he was bringing the discussion to the table. So I respect that. And I like the fact that he was willing to have differing opinions associated with that conversation and with the debate that was going on in the chat. I have an issue with a couple of the moderators because I think that they're effeminate. I think that they're threatened by ideas that may not necessarily align with theirs. And I found out that you can only express yourself within a certain parameter before people start getting uncomfortable. When I started pointing out things like NATO Security Council live stream or European Security Council's live stream and them vetoing a sanction, it was met with hostility because a lot of people are just talking out of their ass. They use these conservative talking points and they think that they can impress certain people, not realizing that there's a segment of the population that knows they're full of shit. Some of the people on there could very well pass as intellectual. But if you just Googled anything that they said, anything regarding that stuff that's going on over there in Russia, in the Ukraine, or trans rights, you know they're full of shit. They were using old talking points, stuff that was recycled from other people, not realizing that it had already been disproven. So many people were like, "Oh, we need to be reasonable about this." Well, why can't you look up the data? Why can't you use something as simple as Google? Why can't you Google something? Why are you repeating something that was true back in 1982 but was proven wrong in 2004? How can't you come to that conclusion? Why are you still out here talking that shit? Why are you still out here perpetuating these white supremacy talking points? You're about the family, you're about the community, you're about the individual man as a whole. But yet, for some strange reason, you keep preaching this doctrine that goes directly against what that man necessarily needs to succeed. Ignorance in the information age is uncalled for. It's unnecessary. And at some points, you got to understand that it's deliberate. Dudes that live stream from their phone but can't Google a simple fucking article, that don't know that maybe, just maybe, I can use Google, I can use Wikipedia as a starting point and go look other sources, that don't know how to read white papers, that can't sit through an entire fucking live stream of the UN Security Council. What are they going to what can they produce? What information can they add to the discussion? Not a goddamn thing. I was up on this panel. Excuse me. I was participating in the chat, to be more accurate. And all this guy did was repeat what he said in the chat on the live stream, even though I already refuted all his claims and he had nothing to say. All he did was get up on the mic and repeat what he said before. You know what I said? I already did those arguments beforehand. It's bullshit. The straw man arguments. They're hypotheticals. They're models that can't actually be applied in the real world. They're static models. They only can exist in a vacuum. So look, next time you hear some of these motherfuckers talking about, oh, we need to uh, bring together, different nations, and we need to figure out the best way to do it. Understand how they're trying to do that. Are you recognizing what Russia's doing, or are you only recognizing what NATO is doing, or are you recognizing what both parties are doing? Because I would venture to guess that maybe, just maybe, the stuff you see on CNN and Fox and Euro News and Sky News and all other stuff like that may not just be the full picture. Maybe you don't know what the fuck is going on. Maybe you're just simply speculating. Maybe I'm just speculating. So if we're all just speculating and nothing's based in empirical fact, what are we up in arms about? Why can't we discuss the differences and similarities? And that right there is how you know when somebody's trying to come to a solution versus trying to continue the conversation in a circular manner. People that just want to hear the same talking points and their own voices bouncing off the walls. Cowards when it comes to debate. War is a tool of diplomacy. Diplomacy depends on people being able to have a diplomatic discussion. If you can't access the exterior levels and the interior levels and the whatever of your vocabulary to have a diplomatic debate and understand that there are certain things that you can't discuss on live TV, then maybe you understand the subtleties and the intricacies that are involved with having a war in 2022. And maybe, just maybe, if you don't know what it entails, you should have shut the fuck up and listened. You should learn. There's plenty of briefings, there's plenty of live streams, there's plenty of meetings. Why are you talking from a, a base of insecurity and disinformation? In 2022? Come on, man. Come on. We're supposed to be intelligent human beings. There is no reason for us to to wade into this cesspool of disinformation when we can just simply discern the sources. This isn't 1990. This is 2020. We got supercomputers in our fucking pockets for most of the modern world. Why we got stupid people talking about these kids being drugged and getting their penises cut off and Russia invading because you know they have because they have supporting like what are you talking about, man? And I know you were like, whoa, how do you connect the two? They're not connected. They're not. But I was listening to a podcast and they were talking about different subjects, and those are the subjects that came up. And it instilled a level of fear in me to let me know that some people are willing to stand 10 toes down without ever talking to somebody that's smarter than them. whether it comes to their children or whether it comes to global fucking policy. There is no need to educate themselves. And then they get online and spout that same bullshit, and no one checks them. And then that gets perpetuated. You see the problem? Educate yourself. Educate your children. Educate your family. Do better. Don't get on a live stream showing everybody you're a fucking idiot. Don't get on a live stream and perpetuate some different disinformation. Educate yourself. It's 2022. Educate yourself.